So I've already decided what 10 zip codes I'm going to analyze, and I have recorded my 10 zip codes here. On the second slide, I am going to use this link, and this is the link to a website that gives you probably more information than you even want over literally every zip code in the United States. So what you're going to do is I'm going to use my zip code as you're going to decide what 2 things you want to analyze about each of those zip codes. You're going to choose 2 different things. So what do I mean by that? So when I type any zip code right here into this enter a location, I'm just going to put my zip code in there first as an example. So 40204. And I click search. This website is going to give me a ton of information about my zip code. It's going to give me information about the schools in my zip code, about how many people are employed, the population. And if you scroll down, it gives you even more than that. It gives you probably like more than you even want to know. So it tells you about the population, tells you the middle of the road median home value for my zip code, median household income, how many people live there. If I keep scrolling, you'll see it tells you what the median age is. It tells you, just like all kinds of stuff. You'll kind of see down here what the percentage of male versus female is, the racial makeup of my neighborhood. So all of this, tons of stuff. How many households have kids? So you're going to choose 2 characteristics to study. And what I mean by that is these pieces of data that are given for every zip code, you're going to choose 2 of them to analyze. So let's just say, for example, I'm going to decide that I'm going to look at, so I'm a female, and I'm obviously I'm a white lady. So I've decided that I'm going to analyze what percent of each zip code is female and what percent of each zip code is white. Okay, so those are the 2 things I'm going to analyze for my zip codes. I'm going to analyze the percent of females, and I'm going to analyze the percent of white people. So when it says choose 2 different characteristics you will examine and list them here, I would type percent of white people, and I would type percent female. Those are the 2 pieces of information that I'm going to examine about each of my zip codes. I kind of think that makes for a little bit of, that's a boring topic. I'm just kind of using that as an example. Hopefully you'll want to analyze something a little bit more interesting maybe. So you're going to choose 10 zip codes. So step 1. Step 2, you're going to decide what is it about those zip codes that you're going to look at. And there's literally a ton of stuff. You could decide that you're going to look at the percentage of households with kids. You could decide that you're going to look at the average age of the kids in that neighborhood. There's a gazillion different things that you could analyze about each zip code. You're going to choose 2 pieces of information, and you're going to type those 2 pieces of information right here where it says choose 2 different characteristics.